where emperors ruled with power and gladiators entertained the masses. This is a city of luxury and extravagance, yet also a place filled with risk and ambition. For over 5 centuries, Rome dominated the Western world, but the real strength of the empire wasn't just in its mighty armies or towering structures. The secret lay in its command over the seas. Imagine if we could drain the oceans, revealing the hidden secrets on the seafloor that once helped build an empire. With modern technology and precise data, we can now uncover these mysteries and shine a light on a world lost beneath the waves. How did a distant lake help Rome rule the Mediterranean? Why was a vast port built with unprecedented ambition, unlike anything seen before? And what can ancient shipwrecks tell us about Rome's greatest challenges? Join us as we unravel the mysteries of Rome's unmatched power and innovation, the secrets that made it one of the greatest empires in history. In the 8th century BC, a humble settlement on the banks of the Tiber River laid the first stones of what would become one of history's greatest empires, Rome. It was a city that would one day rule the known world, filled with mighty rulers, legendary warriors, and marvels of engineering. At first, Rome was just a small group of farmers and shepherds, but as more people settled there, they began to work together, trade with nearby groups, and defend themselves against invaders. Slowly, Rome grew in strength and unity, forming a government called a republic, where leaders were chosen by the people. This would mark the beginning of a journey that would change the world forever. The Republic is born. Around 509 BC, the Romans decided they didn't want kings anymore, so they created a republic. In a republic, the citizens elected leaders, known as consuls, to represent them. Rome was ruled by a senate, a council made up of Rome's wealthiest and most powerful families. Senators made decisions on behalf of the people and worked to keep Rome strong and organized. Rome's government was very complex. They had consuls, a senate, and even tribunes who spoke for the common people, called plebeians. This balanced system kept one person from becoming too powerful. The early republic was built on the idea that power should be shared and no single leader should control everything. But even with this balance, not everyone was treated equally. The rich patricians, noble families, often had more power than the plebeians, commoners. Over time, plebeians demanded more rights and representation, leading to important reforms. The Roman government slowly adapted, becoming a republic that allowed for more equality, at least for those who were Roman citizens. Rome starts expanding. As the years went by, Rome's population grew and its ambitions expanded. The Romans began conquering nearby territories in Italy, making allies and forming a strong military. They had a powerful army and were skilled at building alliances, which helped them take control over the Italian peninsula by around 275 BC. This was only the beginning. Soon, the Romans looked beyond Italy. They realized that if they wanted to stay strong, they would need resources, trade routes, and protection from outside threats. Their eyes turned to the Mediterranean Sea, a vast body of water that connected many important lands and cities. Whoever controlled the Mediterranean could control a massive network of trade, wealth, and power. The Punic Wars, Rome fights for control of the sea. But Rome wasn't the only power with dreams of controlling the Mediterranean. Across the sea was a powerful city called Carthage, located in North Africa. Carthage had a large navy and controlled much of the sea trade. For nearly 120 years, Rome and Carthage fought a series of brutal conflicts called the Punic Wars. In these wars, Rome showed its resilience and determination. They built ships, developed new strategies, and eventually defeated Carthage. By 146 BC, Carthage was destroyed, and Rome gained control over the western Mediterranean. This victory gave Rome a vast amount of land, resources, and wealth. It also showed the world that Rome was becoming a major power. Turning into an empire. With Carthage defeated, Rome continued to expand. It conquered Greece, parts of North Africa, Spain, and much of the Middle East. Each new conquest brought new wealth, resources, and people under Roman control. But as the empire grew, so did problems within Rome itself. The Senate, once a group of wise leaders, was now struggling to manage the vast lands Rome had acquired. Corruption increased, and some leaders became too powerful, making decisions that served their interests instead of the people's. The Republic was starting to weaken. Julius Caesar and the end of the Republic. Then came Julius Caesar, one of Rome's greatest generals. Caesar was loved by the people and respected by his soldiers. He led successful military campaigns in Gaul, modern-day France, and became incredibly powerful. But his rise worried the Senate, who feared he would become a king and end the Republic. In 49 BC, Caesar led his army into Rome, starting a civil war. He defeated his enemies and declared himself dictator for life. The Senate's power was all but gone, and Caesar ruled with near-complete control. But not everyone supported him, and in 44 BC, he was assassinated by a group of senators hoping to save the Republic. Instead, Caesar's death plunged Rome into chaos. Another civil war broke out, and after years of fighting, Caesar's adopted heir, Octavian, later known as Augustus, defeated his rivals and took control. In 27 BC, Octavian was given the title of the first emperor of Rome, and the Roman Empire was officially born. The Republic was over, and Rome was now an empire ruled by an emperor. Rome as an empire. From Augustus to prosperity, Augustus brought peace and stability to Rome after years of civil war. Under his rule, the empire entered a period known as the Pax Romana, or Roman peace. For over 200 years, Rome enjoyed relative peace and prosperity, with less fighting and more focus on building and improving society. The empire continued to expand during this time. Roman roads connected cities across Europe, Asia, and Africa. Roman law and culture spread, and people from different backgrounds became part of the Roman world. This vast network of cities, towns, and trade routes allowed the empire to become incredibly wealthy and culturally diverse. Rome's success wasn't just in its armies and conquests. The Romans were skilled engineers and builders. They created aqueducts to bring water into cities, built massive temples and arenas, and developed a system of law that influenced many future civilizations. The Romans even developed a system of citizenship that allowed people from different lands to become part of the Roman Empire. The hidden secret of Rome's strength. The sea. One of Rome's greatest strengths was its control over the Mediterranean Sea, which they called Mare Nostrum, or Our Sea. By controlling the sea, Rome could bring goods from all over the empire back to the city of Rome. Grain from Egypt, spices from Asia, and metals from Europe flowed into Rome, keeping its people fed and its economy strong. Rome also built a network of ports and harbors along the coast. Near the city, they constructed a massive port that could hold hundreds of ships. This port allowed them to quickly unload supplies and store them in warehouses for later use. The port became a lifeline for the city, feeding Rome's large population and keeping the people satisfied. Rome's engineers built canals and rivers that connected the ports to the city, making it easy to transport goods up the Tiber River. This waterway system allowed Rome to control the flow of resources and helped sustain the city's growth. Challenges and decline. Over time, the Roman Empire faced new challenges. Corruption, heavy taxes, and constant invasions weakened the empire. The government struggled to manage the vast territories, and rival factions within Rome fought for power. By the 3rd century AD, the empire was slowly declining. Rome eventually split into two parts. the Western Roman Empire and the Eastern Roman Empire. The Western Empire faced constant attacks from Germanic tribes and eventually fell in 476 AD. However, the Eastern Roman Empire, known as the Byzantine Empire, continued for almost another 1,000 years. The legacy of Rome. Although the Roman Empire eventually fell, its influence remains alive today. Roman ideas about law, engineering, architecture, and government still shape the modern world. The Latin language they spoke evolved into modern languages like Italian, Spanish, and French. The Roman Empire's rise and fall taught future civilizations valuable lessons about power, unity, and the challenges of ruling vast lands. Rome's story, from a small village to a powerful republic, and finally to a sprawling empire, shows the incredible heights a civilization can reach through innovation, strength, and determination. And it reminds us that even the mightiest empires can fall, but their legacy can live on for centuries,